So yesterday, Marquez has released a YouTube short about damaging our smartphone camera sensor. I think we should have another look at this. So first, let's see the video.
Okay, so I'm taking this video on my iPhone 16 Pro, and you see those dots? The little constellation of stars right there? That's not supposed to be there. That is permanent baked-in damage to the sensor of this phone that's been in everything that I've taken for weeks. You might have even noticed it in a few shorts that I've published shot on this phone, which is really annoying. So I've been trying for weeks to figure out how this happened, and I've settled on my final theory. LiDAR. See, it's been documented in a few different cases that LiDAR, which is these quick bursts of lasers, can actually permanently damage a smartphone camera sensor in a very specific way. Like you can see it happening in real time in this video here shooting a car. And the thing is, I shoot every single autofocus channel video on a smartphone camera, and these dots started showing up on this camera suspiciously close to when I shot my video on the Volvo EX90, which does have LiDAR up at the top. It seems like most regular cameras are safe from this because the lenses are sufficiently protected from IR. They have better filters and coating, but smartphones have to be thin, and not all IR protection is made equal, so some of those are lacking enough that if you point it at the right LiDAR thing, it might damage it. So PSA. If you shoot a lot of videos of self-driving cars, keep an eye out for little dots like that.
Now at first it might seem cute to you guys because a lot of us do actually take pictures of the stars at night, and this does look, blend quite well with those scenarios. But if you're taking constant video at low light, I don't think in the broad daylight would cause you any problem, but on low light environment this is going to be very annoying because it's very clearly visible to you guys. But here's my point, because a lot of times we just assume that this LiDAR is only on the self-driven automated cars, but here's the thing, your iPhone does also have a LiDAR sensor. So there's a risk of your camera being damaged by others' LiDAR sensor from iPhone. So this video is just about this thing because I wanted to know whether your camera can get damaged by others' iPhone. And guess what? What I found is that a lot of time we are misled about this LiDAR sensor because there's so many varieties, so many types. So the type of LiDAR sensor used on self-driven cars are industrial grade, and those are very, very powerful lasers which are concentrated, and whenever they're in front of our camera sensor, the pixel of the sensor is burnt out. So that's the reason you can see those tiny white spots on your video every time you shoot with your camera. Now whenever you shoot still pictures, this might not be a very issue because the algorithm detects those white spots and they just blend in and they are removed. But on video, most of the time if the damage is a lot, then these are not being removed by the AI. Now the big question comes that whether you can get your camera sensor damaged by other iPhone users. The question is definitely legit, but the answer is kind of no and yes in between, because the LiDAR used in iPhones are not that strong. For example, let's say the LiDAR used on the self-driven automobiles are very powerful and can detect somewhere between 150 to 200 meters radius, and they're continuously bursting those lasers. But on contrast, the iPhones use a very weak LiDAR which can only measure about 5 meters, and they're not continuously bursting IR because they just don't need it, because whenever you are shooting with camera portrait, they just detect the distance between your camera and the subject, so they don't have to be that concentrated. So we can assume that the iPhone's LiDAR is not going to be damaging your camera. But yes, there's always a chance, but it's not like a huge uh, thing to be worried about. But the thing you should be worried about is the lasers used on the concert, because a lot of time whenever we go to the concerts, there's laser shows. Also on the football games, like cricket games and other games, the stadium uses a lot of time the laser shows, and those lasers are very harmful, like the LiDAR, concentrated LiDARs. So you have to be very cautious about using your camera on the concert. Now, this is very, silly thing to be told, because most of the time we do go to the concert because we have to take pictures, we have to take videos of those moments. So I don't know how to be solving this problem anytime soon. But I think the manufacturers can also add some protection on the camera ring, so that the IR does not penetrate and go to the sensor and damage the sensor. So this was all for today, guys. I think you have learned a lot of things from today's video. Please stay tuned by subscribing to this channel. I'll be seeing you on the next video.